From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. I just Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Was Shem's birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Shem.
Yes, happy birthday, Shem.
Thank
Hope
you
had
guys.
a nice weekend. What'd you get up to?
I worked, and
Yeah, you're on the air here, yeah.
yeah, and then I just hung out with the family. It was really nice, really good.
Catherine gave me trouble.
Why?
Well, she was like, "Hey, did you call Shem on his birthday?" And I was like, "It was a Saturday." and then
I don't do nothing on Saturday.
And then she's like, "You should call people on their birthdays." And I'm like, "No,
True, you don't.
I know. And I was like, "No. I wrote him something real nice, though."
You did.
And then she was like,
Aw.
"Okay, cool. Do you remember what I wrote you, Shem?"
Yeah, let me go ahead and grab it. You want me
Real
to go ahead
quick?
and
Yeah,
snatch it?
please. Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
can go get you what you
Gotta go screw all the.
Scroll through all the other messages I got.
Here it is. Ready?
yeah.
Happy birthday.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously? Wow, very nice.
And then you wrote me what? You wrote me what?
Thank you, bro.
And what did I write back?
You didn't.
Okay. Sorry.
Typical
It
Roz.
was a Saturday, right? Anyway, you know I love you. Okay.
Love you too, man.
So, for your birthday, Shem, our very own Damnit Maurie has prepared some words for you.
Oh boy.
As you guys are sitting in the same room together.
Oh boy. Okay.
I don't know, Maury, do you want to face Shem or you?
I know. I thought about this while I was practicing in the mirror, and I'm like, where do I look?
How many times have you thought about that? That's a daily decision, huh? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not French, but how do you say ooh la la? Shem is a babe, and he makes so much moo la la.
Oh.
Not true, but
I know it's not May, but happy birthday. I see you every workday before you go to church and pray. Can we cut the cake? Because I think Shem sings better than Drake. There's nobody kinder, too bad he's not on Grindr.
oh, wait.
A man
Also,
that's
you're
so
married.
humble, yet not on Bumble. He's a dish you want to squish if found on Plenty of Fish. Rumpa-pum-pum, look at that bum. As smooth as the ocean thanks to all that lotion. We could watch it in slow motion.
Watch what?
Loved by most from coast to coast. Raise your glass to give him a toast. I know he's straight, so we can't date. But ladies, go get him. He's free. Don't wait. So happy birthday to Shem. We love you a lot. You stayed through my poem, whether you liked it or not.
Oh man, that was beautiful.
That's
man.
And
what love
Shem,
looks like.
it is what love looks like. That's not all, friend.
Oh,
To make it even more weird,
Yeah.
Damnit Maurie called your parents.
you're joking.
Hold on.
Yeah, right.
I swear. Damnit Maurie called your parents.
Shut up. Oh my god.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, oh my God, is this Mrs. Shem's mom?
This is Mrs. Shem's mom.
Oh my girl, what an honor. It's Maury.
I know it's Maury. I can see your name displayed on my phone.
Let's talk about Shem. It's his birthday.
He just turned 35.
Oh my, are we allowed to talk about his age?
Damn, Mom.
Yes, why not? He's still at the stage where he does not mind.
Now let me ask, do you take full credit for his beautiful good looks?
No, I do not. I have to give his dad some of it.
Have does it feel to be the mom of somebody that all of the ladies pine over?
Oh, they do? Oh my, they would not have liked to have known him when he was younger. When he was that little crying baby. A child who never stopped crying.
Wow.
He was a real crybaby as a little boy, I must say. He was a real mommy's boy. He didn't enjoy going to anybody else. So he was one of those kids that you had to just leave everything in the supermarket and just get out because he would not stop crying.
What do you want to say to Shem on his birthday?
Happy birthday, Shem. And maybe his dad would like to join me in singing not join me.
No.
His dad can sing him happy birthday.
Is his dad there?
Yes, his dad is here.
Hello.
Hi, Daddy. How are you?
Hey, I'm well, thank you, Maury.
Your wife has taken all the credit for Shem's good looks.
Yes.
Nothing you want to say?
No, one of the things you've learned to do when you have a wife, you learn to say yes. Whenever she says yes, you say yes. And that's the secret to a good marriage.
Hey, before you and I sing, is there anything that you want to say to Shem on his birthday?
No, Shem Roy, we adore him, we love him, and he's everything we've always wanted for his son, and we couldn't ask for more.
Okay, so can you and I sing happy birthday for Shem?
Sure.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, no.
Happy birthday to you.
It's like with Marilyn Monroe.
Happy
birthday.
Wow. Happy birthday.
You know, we never said Shem's name.
Do we have to do that?
We have to somehow figure out. Okay, we'll do a quick pickup. Ready? We'll just do the part like to Shem. Okay, ready? To Shem.
Wow.
Maury, you're a comic, but thank you for the opportunity, okay?
Oh, anyway, Shem, anything you want to say, bro?
Okay.
You know we love you, dog.
I don't even know what to say. I was not a crybaby, okay?
First of all,
let me
bro,
just say.
there's a million ways your mom could have said that, but she said crybaby
Yeah,
over and
dog.
over and over
dog.
and over
Yo.
and over.
I love my parents.
He was a real crybaby as a little boy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Tom Cruise out promoting Top Gun Maverick, and he stopped by the James Corden show. And here's the weird thing, right, is that James Corden asked Tom Cruise, hey, what can we expect from Top Gun Maverick? Mm-hmm. And Tom Cruise talks about, like, Tom Cruise has been working on this movie for years. Tom Cruise basically turned actors into fighter pilots for this movie. He put people through things that, like, only actual fighter pilots go through. He's so inside this movie. It has been his life for years. And when you listen to Tom Cruise describe Top Gun Maverick, it's like somebody who only watched the trailer and is doing their absolute best to try and explain something that they have no idea what they're talking about.
Tell everybody where the story picks up and what we can look forward to in this one.
Just years later, he's a test pilot, and he's got a few things to learn, and he is asked to come in and to Top Gun again and teach a new group of Top Gun pilots for a specific mission.
Okay, great. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the inside scoop, Tom.
Like, if I showed you the trailer, you would be able to describe that movie in more detail.
Completely, yes.
Like, sell the movie,
right? Like, give us something, man. Talk about the intense training and like the reaction from the other people that you're acting with. To
But even plot. Like, I know in the movie, like from the trailer, that Goose's son is there.
Right.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, he blames Maverick for his dad's death.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big plot point in the movie.
They don't even touch on that.
No. Play it again.
Tell everybody where the story picks up and what we can look forward to in this one.
Just years later, he's a test pilot, and he's got a few things to learn, and he is asked to come in and
what?
To Top Gun again and
then
teach a new group of
what?
Top Gun pilots for a specific mission.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yo,
tell us about the mission at least.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, man, remember when feng shui was a thing?
Huh?
Feng shui?
How is it not still a thing?
Oh, well, you're supposed to arrange your furniture a certain way to give you good vibes or something like that?
Yeah, like people were super into that. Like there was like Oprah was doing feng shui. Like there was a period years ago where it was like feng shui was unavoidable, and people were making a lot of money off going into people's homes and like feng shuiing the whole thing.
I had to
like,
sleep on the floor of a date's place once because he said I didn't match the feng shui.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You can match a lot of things, like his life.
Maury, you got a lot of stories about dates that like don't end the way normal stories about dates end.
No, he was like, hey, you know, you should really sleep on the floor. You're ruining the vibe of the room.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow. So basically, you have to sleep on the floor because he didn't want you in the bed.
Right, yeah, because I ruined the feng shui.
And you stayed?
I did.
Man, okay, hold on here. Show of hands right now. Back in the days, gentlemen, when you were dating, if you went to a date's house, right, and you were hanging out, and she's like, hey, listen, you know, I'm going to go to bed, but I'm going to need you to sleep on the floor because you don't match the feng shui. You sticking around?
Hell no.
Hell no.
I guess I have to raise my hand. I did.
Yes. Did you sleep? You slept on...
Did he give you like a
You slept on the floor and then just like left in the morning?
No, I slept on the floor. In the morning, he made breakfast, and then we had to go our separate ways because he didn't want people to see us outside together.
Oh, man. Really? He was that disgusted, huh?
No, he wasn't out.
Man, you didn't match the feng shui in his apartment or the world?
You're ruining the vibe of the world, son.
Yeah.
But Mocha brought up a good point. Did he give you a pillow and a blankie?
I had a pillow, no blanket.
No! Oh, no. Wait, so does that mean you have to
man.
put all your clothes on to stay warm?
Well, yeah, I left my jeans on, but I used my hoodie as a blanket.
Why don't you just wear your hoodie?
Oh, man.
That's a good point.
Man, normally, Maury, like normally when people have to take off their own shirt and use their own clothes as the blanket, like you're either stranded on a highway or in prison. You know, that's not how a date ends,
So
right?
you don't get shanked.
But yeah, feng shui is still a thing.
Anyway, so according to feng shui, no, because I was reading this thing where they talked about what direction like your bed faces and what direction you face in the bed and how it can affect your health. And according to them, when your bed is facing east or south, you're more likely to have a healthy resting heart rate, low cholesterol, and low blood pressure. Do I even know which way my bed faces?
So wait, when you say face, so when you're lying in the bed, the way you would look, right? While you're lying on.
Yeah.
So mine faces north.
North. Okay. It also found that if your front door faces south, you're more likely to have mental health issues and money problems.
Yes, mine does.
It faces south, right?
It does.
Your door? No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
To his apartment, it does.
The building's on an angle, yeah.
Yeah, but his apartment faces his door to his apartment faces south. Yeah. And so so they say that if your door to your house faces south, you're more likely to have mental health problems and money problems. Also more likely to have to sleep on the floor on a date, right?
So Russ, your bed faces south.
How do you know which way my bed faces?
That is weird, man.
Tell me I'm wrong.
The feng shui is all off here right now.
Okay, thank you, Shem. Now I feel like I don't belong in the world.
Yeah, which way does your bed face, you know?
Shut up. No, I don't want to answer this in case Maury's right. Maury, what did you say, south?
Yeah, I know I'm right.
No, it's definitely not south.
Oh.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, did you guys watch Tokyo Vice? Am I the only one that watched Tokyo Vice?
I think so.
You guys didn't watch that show? Why not?
Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on, I don't know, HBO Crave, one of those things. You guys didn't watch Tokyo Vice?
Tokyo Vice is it the American that goes to Tokyo? He's a detective?
No, he's a newspaper reporter.
Oh, that's what it is.
The story of the first American who became a crime reporter for a Japanese newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, nobody wants to talk Tokyo Vice with me.
I'm still trying to catch up on Elite.
Man, you guys suck. When have I ever been on an island with a show? There's always at least one of you that has watched a show with me.
I don't know, man.
How did y'all sleep on Tokyo Vice?
Raptors.
Yeah,
and I go to bed early. What do you want from me?
Big Brother Canada.
Big Brother Canada? Come on, guys.
What?
One of you has to be on this.
You're HOH in this situation.
Right?
No, he's on the block.
I'm on slop.
That's true.
Yes.
That's
do they
right.
still do slop on the show?
Of course they do.
They do, huh?
Yeah. Slop.
Yeah, well, I thought okay, what other show am I watching then? Did y'all watch, what's the other one I just finished watching?
Minx.
Minx? Did you finish Minx
That
yet?
was easy. That was an easy one.
Yeah, and look at Maury, that was so easy. Minx is a show
I might
with all the
actually go
wieners on
back
it.
and watch it again.
Yeah.
What's Minx about?
Male Genitalia magazine. Feminist magazine, but they fill it full of male genitalia to get people to
Hot
buy it.
firefighter Mocha. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, Mocha. That is it. I don't know why I said anything else about the show.
Right? Just call it firefighter.
Yeah, hot firefighter. Yeah, that's all. That's all you need to say. Okay, so you guys watch Minx. Nobody watched
Are you
Tokyo
watching
Vice.
Elite?
What is Elite?
Shem, are you watching?
It's basically a Spanish language version of Gossip Girl.
Is it in English?
Yes.
Dubbed.
No, I'm not watching that.
Why?
Well, I don't watch dubbed. I have no time.
You just have to listen.
No, I got no time for dubbed. No
Maury.
time. No time for dubbed.
Sorry, Maury. You got the slop now.
Shem and I watch Elite, so we're good.
No, Maury's on slop. Okay, did you watch WeWork?
No. Okay, I'm on slop.
Okay, you're on slop now. Did you watch WeWork, anybody?
No.
How did I get off the course with you guys in television shows? We were so in sync for so long.
I know.
On what shows we were all watching.
We all got the slop.
We need to share a Netflix
What
account.
happened?
Share a Netflix account.
That way you know what Roz is watching.
Come on, man.
Maury, okay, I don't need to share a Netflix. Maury is so desperate, okay, for any sort of contact and connection when we're not doing this show.
I know.
That it's come down to the fact that he wants to now share a Netflix account.
You know
okay?
why? So that he could creep throughout the day. And
That's
then,
it.
Text each one of us and be like, I know you're on episode 4.
Yeah, no, you know what it is? Is because he's going to write me, I'm not going to respond, and then he's going to go on Netflix and realize that episode 6 was now viewed.
No,
big red line across the bottom.
Names going,
big
Roz,
red,
why are you not
big
watching?
red line across the bottom, right? And then he's going to write me going, I know you're up. Right? That's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's another avenue to stalk me.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not sharing a Netflix account. Okay, now I'm running out of shows here that I've watched. Did you guys watch Winning Time?
No.
Oh, yes.
You did?
Yes.
See, I stopped.
Oh, what?
Okay, again, I don't know what's happening. Now you're on slop, Shem. Okay.
Oh, no,
I don't know how we
guys.
got. What? Okay, we have to. Okay, what are we gonna all watch next? What's
The Gilded Age.
Excuse me.
That's amazing with Cynthia Nixon.
The Gilded Age.
Nah.
Oh, it's so good. They
I'll
sit
take
around,
a slop for that
and
one.
have
I just
tea
went from
and
Yakuza
gossip.
crime on one side to male genitalia on the other side, and you want me to watch, what is it, The Gilded Lily?
The Gilded Age.
The Gilded Age? Come on, Maury, you're on slop.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Hey, let me play you this real quick.
Hit me.
So I guess the guy who is responsible for creating autocorrect, I guess he was an engineer at Apple years ago. Let me try to see if I can find this guy's name. No, Ken Kosienda is the guy's name. And he was the inventor of the iPhone autocorrect system. And so he's the guy responsible for ducking.
Thanks, man.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's this guy.
Okay.
And his reasoning for it is solid at first, but then it turns into what my biggest problem with all this sort of corrective.
Your biggest ducking problem?
My biggest ducking problem with all of this. So here's the guy responsible for all your ducking problems.
Okay.
I'm very, very sorry. I never meant it, but it's all my ducking fault. My name is Ken Kashenda, and I invented autocorrect for the iPhone. I was going to try to write software that looked at what people did and changed the letters out from under them. And so when I did that, I wanted to be as sure as I could be that I was giving them what they wanted, not some ridiculous result that they didn't want. I promise you, on the original iPhone, that if you typed a certain 4-letter word that begins with F, if you typed it exactly, the keyboard would leave it alone. So you could have your cusses. But if you missed one of those letters, it wasn't going to correct to the cuss word. And so I had to do a study to go out and find all the terrible things that people would say and actually put them in the static dictionary, but with a special mark on them to say, never help anybody type these words. If they type them exactly, okay. But if they make a mistake, don't use autocorrect to nudge somebody towards saying something awful.
Okay. So this is my problem with this, my huge ducking issue, right? And this goes for autocorrect, and it goes for guidelines, and it goes for, I don't even know, I guess censorship for lack of a better word, or all of this other stuff, which is who decides what is offensive or not. So this guy says, we're not going to nudge you into saying something awful. But just because I want to write the F word doesn't necessarily mean I'm saying something awful.
Right.
So it's guys like this who decide, because we're always like, well, okay, we understand there's rules and I can get, flagged on Twitter or whatever it is, but who comes up with the rules? Like, who's the one?
He said that if you don't misspell it,
No,
it won't autocorrect it.
Maury, but he said, I'm not going to help you say something awful. Meaning that what you're doing is awful. And what I'm saying is I can use every single one of those words without actually saying something awful.
Yeah. You could write, he could be writing, like, that was ducking awesome.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I ducking love you.
Yes.
Right? I'm not saying
So ducking much.
So it was in the hands of a guy who is like this, purebred, never swears. All those words are awful.
He just looked at the words and was like, just the negative meaning to all of them.
Swears?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, that's bad.
Yes. So it's guys like that decide. But I still get it. I get ducking on my phone. I don't even. Oh, my God. And I don't know what mistake I make to get ducking.
By the way, that guy lives on a farm with ducks now, by the way.
Exactly. I don't know what mistake I make to get ducking. Because I
hit the group chat.
Like, are you sure that it doesn't autocorrect?
That's why he said on the original iPhone. I think since then.
Like, if I type effing.
You know what, though?
Does it autocorrect to ducking?
So mine doesn't autocorrect.
Oh.
Right? I think because I type the word so much.
Yeah, so do I.
That it just recognizes. So for mine, when I type it, it actually gives me, as he said, it nudges you. So it nudges me to add additional words to that word.
So here's my thing, is I literally just typed the word effing.
Yeah.
And it changed it to ducking.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It did it for me. Maybe you don't type it that way enough.
And I made no spelling mistakes, Maury. I typed this word more than any other word. Trust me.
Yeah. See, when I type it, because I type the word so much, it doesn't autocorrect. It gives me additional words to add to that word.
Oh, see, I don't have that feature where other words pop up underneath.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh, you don't like it?
No,
Why?
I hate that.
Like mine, I type the word followed by what it's nudging me towards, the word good after the word go.
Yes.
Or get.
Yes.
Well, for me, it's giving me the option of you.
Right. So how do you guys have those words underneath your text thing?
Absolutely.
See, I don't have that. I don't like
mean,
that. I find it annoying.
You have it on your phone. You just don't have it activated.
Okay, never. Why do we got to go down that road?
Because you can't have fancy things, Ross.
No, I have fancy things.
You just don't know how to duck and get to it.
Look at my sandals, man. I'm fancy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Nav, what kind of message you get yourself into?
I think I screwed up my first impression with my fiance's parents.
Okay, so Nav, Euro says, Raza Mocha, please fix my life. When I first started dating my fiance, she was going on a trip to the cottage with her friends. I got her some edibles and a book in an Amazon gift package. She left it on the counter, and her super traditional mom opened up the package, knowing it was from me, and they found the weed chocolate. How are you supposed to ask their daughter for her hand when they might be assuming the worst with your weed consumption?
So is she your fiance or no? She's just your girlfriend.
She's my fiance now, but it's just like I still have to do the whole, can I have her hand? Like, I don't know. It's just
why do you have to do all that?
I don't know. I think it's because like all of her cousins have done it so far, and so like it's kind of like an expectations. Like brown people just have like, who's the who, and like I know like when it comes to like wedding planning, it's like like all her cousins did this. All her cousins did that, so it's like I probably have to follow the same route as well.
It's weird.
So did you meet like her parents before?
I met her parents. I've already met her parents now. Like after the fact, like before we got engaged, like her parents and stuff met. But it's like I still have to take her dad out for dinner. Like he still wants me to go and like do the traditional ask.
And he thinks that you're a weed head, right?
Yeah.
So has she talked to her parents about the fact that you gave her weed?
Well, her mom found it and was like, well, this doesn't seem like you're a typical chocolate. So what is this? And she's like, she saw like the whole like symbol of weed. And then her mom kind of like, he doesn't do this, right? And she's like, no, he just got this as a joke. And she just kind of is more scared. I think a little bit more worrisome is because like her sister is also like a pretty big, like a weed head. So it doesn't really help because her mom was already scared, like her sister is going down this crazy path. So for me to give her like edible chocolate.
Okay. But they were, pause for 1 second, but they were for your fiance, not for you, right?
Yeah, they were for her. But it's just like, this guy you're dating. Yeah.
So your fiance didn't say that those were hers? She just let you take the fall?
Yeah, because it was like the Amazon gift package, right? So it has a little like creative thing that says from like my name and then
I
to
know,
her.
but why didn't she? I know, but at that point when she's talking to her mom about the weed chocolate, your fiance didn't go, yeah, it was a gift for me.
Ah, man, it's just easier to throw other people under the bus than to throw.
Oh no, and that's the woman you're gonna marry.
Yeah, I don't think that this isn't.
This was like our second date, right? So I was like pretty much nobody, right? So like, let's say if it didn't go any further, it's like I'd rather throw some random guy under the bus than.
Okay, but hold on a second,
myself.
Nav. Like, how long ago did that happen?
That happened like in 2020 September.
Okay, sorry, there's a lot of coffee. Who's smoking weed back there with you?
2020 September 2020 October.
Okay, so like 2.5 years had gone by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still engaged. You have like no beef with the parents. Like, I don't see what the big issue is now after all this time. Like, you get along with them, right? They get along with you. They seem to be okay with the fact that you're going to marry the daughter.
I think the biggest thing is like, I know like brown people don't forget stuff, right?
Man, I don't think it's a big deal, man.
But okay, so play this out here. What are your options? You can't deny what it was because they know what it was. So at this point, are you going to like bring that old stuff back up again to them and say, "Hey guys, remember a couple of years ago, what that was just a joke. We were just goofing." Or are you going to come out and say, "Hey, listen, all these years later, I just want you to know that I enjoy edibles, and so does your daughter."
I think I'm just gonna I'm hoping he doesn't bring it up. I'm obviously not gonna bring it up. That would be stupid on my part.
Right.
I knew it. I knew you guys are just gonna like keep it a secret.
Or maybe I just plead the fifth. I just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Right?
And then throw her under the bus. Man, y'all are perfect for each other now.
No.
Listen, man, I don't think this is. I don't think this is on you. This is on your fiance.
Yeah, baby.
This is her mess to clean up. This is her mess, not your mess.
I don't know. I hope he just doesn't bring it up. That's like my biggest fear. I'm supposed to take him out for dinner, and the last thing I need is like cheers, and he's gonna be like, "So, talk to me about this like weed problem."
Yeah, dude, you should I would recommend getting a little high before that dinner. Calm you down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Better yet, slip an edible in his meal.
Yeah, exactly. You need to loosen up a bit.
Yeah, I think you're fine, Nav. I think you're looking way too much into this.
How much weed do you guys smoke?
Now it's cut down quite a lot because
but what's that?
Like once a week.
What was it at the time? Like when you sent her edibles, like what was the weed consumption at the time that her parents had no idea about?
Like every single day, like pretty much every time we met, that's what we were doing. I mean, COVID, man. What are you supposed to do? I can't go to a restaurant.
Yo, right? Facts. Big facts. All right, yo, Nav, stop sweating it, man. You're good.
You're good.
I hope so, guys. I want to wish you good luck on your book, man. I've already pre-ordered it. Like I'm all set with that. I was so excited when I heard that announcement. Like I go work out every morning, and I made sure at that specific time and told my trainer, I was like, look, we have to put on the radio because I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that. I learned about Ryu yesterday, and I was dying laughing. I was like, I can't believe some kid is trolling you for 12 years.
Oh, Caillou?
Yeah, Caillou. That was hilarious.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, real funny.
I can't wait to find out if you talk about him in your book. RozWeston.com, by the way, to pre-order. September 27th is when it's out. It's called A Little Bit Broken. Nav, you are A-okay with your future in-laws, bro. Stop sweating it. It's not a big deal.
All right, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, guys.
You got it.
Brother. All the best. Take care, man.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
So the woman who married her cat is on hold. And she...
Like I said that so quickly.
Okay. So she married her cat. Her name is Deborah. And I guess she married her cat because she lives in one of these places where the landlord doesn't allow animals. And she's gone through this before where she had to give up dogs and another cat because the landlord wouldn't allow it. So she says that now, because she's married to her cat, I don't know how you marry a cat, but she says because she's married to the cat, she hopes that the landlord will understand the true love bond between owner and cat. And she's hoping that she doesn't have to get rid of this one.
Hello, Deborah. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
I was just singing. Me and India were having a dance on our honeymoon. Hello.
So, Deborah Hodge and your cat, India. Is India a boy cat or a girl cat?
She's a girl cat.
She's a girl cat.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just sort of going through a little bit of your story here. So we'll get to the background here. But how is the marriage going so far?
Oh my God, we're so in love.
Yeah.
We've literally not stepped off cloud nine. We've been dancing all morning. I mean, she's got 3 legs, so she's a bit wonky. But no, it's awesome. Having the actual best time of my life. I've had so many bad relationships. It was like, oh my God. So now I've met my ideal partner.
So you wound up marrying your cat because you live in one of these buildings where they don't allow animals, and you feared that you would either have to lose your place or get rid of India, your cat. So you decided to sort of get married to the cat, hoping that this would prevent any sort of eviction. How do you marry a cat?
Well, it was kind of like that. I actually, I lost my job. I got sacked from a company called FDM. I was only there for 3.5 days.
That sucks.
Like,
No.
what? So I panicked a little bit. When we moved into this flat, I had to leave 2 huskies behind, not on their own. Obviously, I got them rehomed. But it was like, oh my God, I can't lose another cat. So I got a mate of mine who's an ordained vicar. We went down the park, and I was like, I'm going to have to marry my cat. So I just read from the Bible and was like, I'm going to stay with you forever, India, and never been happier.
So what was India's role in the wedding? Just show up and not say anything? Or was like India like meowing or purring?
Oh, she meows all the time. I mean, she's like a well-talkative cat. I mean, I can't get her to talk right now because cats do their own thing. But no, she's proper meowy. She's not allowed out anymore on her own. So she sort of walks around on my shoulders. So she, like, we're always going around Sidcup where I live with her on my shoulders, and she comes to the beach. She does the school run.
Aw.
She's just like my mate. You know, I love her.
That's what love looks like, right?
Yeah.
So here's a question for you, Deborah. So now that you're married to India, is your landlord allowing you to now stay in the apartment?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see if I can pay my rent. Hope so. I'm kind of taking it. I'm still on my honeymoon, so I'm taking it one day as it comes at the moment, and just sort of going.
Okay. So let's just say worst case scenario here. Okay, I hope you don't have to go and find a new place to live and everything else. So in the event that you are not able to carry the current apartment that you are in, you will have to find a new place to live. And what you're hoping is that if that situation happens and you go to one of these places where they don't allow cats, your reply to them is, well, that's not my cat, that's my spouse, correct?
Absolutely. Trying to figure out what our relationship status would be. Like, are we lesbians? I don't know, but I don't care. But yet, I'd say exactly that. She's my wife.
But it's not recognizable. I'm just kind of spitting facts here, right?
I know, but what would you do? I mean, there's people in Ukraine who are carrying their dogs on backpacks and stuff. So you got to do what you can, right?
So, Deborah, since your story went viral that you married your cat, right? Have other like potential landlords like reached out to you being like, hey, we don't have a problem with pets living in the apartment, in the unit? Like, you are more than welcome to bring your family here?
A little bit of a story. A couple of years ago, I wrote to a studio company. Lord Dyson offered me a barn, right? I'm not living in a barn right now. I was offered LA by a dude in America, and I was also offered a barn. People just offer stuff, right? They don't follow through. Going viral, there's no. I haven't made any money out of this. It's just people like, oh, she's married a cat. You know, in the real world, we've got climate change, we've got, poverty, etc. This is a bit of fun, but I'm not leaving my cat. So, yeah, it's not really had any impact on my life, I'm afraid. Hopefully it will. If anyone's listening, going, hello, give me some money.
Well, I'm just gonna, Deborah, I'm gonna interrupt you here because I think that you're missing part of one of the fundamentals, the pillars of marriage, which is communication and compromise. And I know that you got offered to live in a barn, and you were like, I'm not living in a barn, but I don't know if the cat would feel the same way.
Damn, girl.
I love you. That's great.
You didn't run that by her, did you?
Yeehaw.
In a marriage, communication is key.
Right? I'm just saying. Okay. Hey, listen, best of luck to you. This is Deborah Hodge, who married her cat. The cat's name is India.
I love you.
It's a three-legged girl cat, in case you're just joining us. Not sure whether you guys are in a lesbian relationship. Deborah hasn't really defined it, nor should you feel the pressure to define your relationship. But it was wonderful speaking to you. Best of luck to you, and best of luck to India.
Hey, real quick, one final question before we let you go, Deborah. Hold on. Do your kids now call India mom, or is this just still India?
No, but I'm going to ask them to.
Yeah. Again.
All right. Thanks, Deborah.
Oh, my God.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ah, yes.
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
We're the Roz and Mocha Show. Welcome.
We are.
Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you.
Oh, I'm so I had too much salt last night, man. Bro.
In the group chat last night, Roz sent us a photo of his dinner. Look at Shem clapping already.
Yes, thank you.
Of dinner, which was... Oh, wait, no, hold on. That's Maurie's gross dinner.
Oh, God. Jeez. He hasn't even entered the chat yet.
Blackened chicken fries supreme is what you posted, which looks like just French fries, blackened chicken, of course.
Yeah.
There's sour cream on there.
Melted cheese.
There's
jalapeno.
onion on there. What else is there? Is there hot sauce strips on there?
Hot sauce on there.
Damn.
And
How are you even standing right now?
I know, bro. And I made the fries, and then I made a wreath, right? On the plate, like a wreath on the plate.
A wreath. Okay,
So it was like this. It looked like a giant donut made out of fries, or like a bundt cake made out of fries. And then I put all my sauces and everything else in this big giant circle on the fries. And then I just put the chicken right in the middle. And then I just went at it and ate everything.
So
and
this
it
was
like,
for your entire family, I assume.
No, that was only me.
That was just
me.
Oh my God.
I made them other dinner. Yeah.
This is just solo?
Yeah, that was just me.
Bro,
I know.
The size of this meal.
I know. I made a mistake.
This looks like serving for four.
It's a family portion.
Yes.
Right? I know. I made a huge mistake, but I couldn't stop, right? I couldn't stop. And as I was making it, I'm
you knew.
Yeah, because I'm cooking the chicken. I'm like, I normally don't eat this much chicken, but what the hell, right?
Yeah,
and then I put the fries in, and I was like, a couple more. You shake the bag a little bit, and then a couple come out.
Yeah.
But every now and then you shake the bag, and like an avalanche happens.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, I'm not going to put them back in the bag now.
Yeah.
And
Might as well,
bro. And then too much. There was too much everything, right? And then I just went so hard on it that first of all, it was glorious while it was happening. Like I was in my absolute, it was the best place I had been in a very long time when I was stuffing that into my face. Okay. But
you get the call sign from Shem right there.
But by the end of it, I started to realize that this was going to affect me the next day. And I woke up this morning feeling very much like I just ate too much blackened chicken and fries supreme.
Okay, so at what point during this meal did it hit you where you're like, okay, I should probably stop right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to keep going because it's here.
Yeah.
At what point in the meal?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what the point was, which is when I started sweating while eating it, but not because anything was spicy.
Oh, really?
From volume. Yeah, I started sweating because of the work it took.
Yeah.
As opposed to it being spicy. Like
And
it was
then-
just a lot of, my jaw hurt, right? I was tired after eating it.
How long, so first of all, did you finish the plate?
Of course I did.
Okay.
I finished the plate.
How long after you finished the plate did you just pass out?
Oh, no, because I was watching the stupid hockey game. So, I was fighting.
So you had to force yourself to stay awake.
I was forcing myself to stay awake.
Yeah.
We have a baby kitten, right? So we have a brand new cat, Birdie. And she was under the coffee table. And I was fighting so hard to not fall asleep. I took my foot and I jammed it underneath her and started rubbing her stomach so she would dig her claws into my foot, which kept me awake. Yeah.
Bro, open a window. Get some fresh air in there. Something.
Anyway, it was a glorious dinner. Thank you, Shem, for your support. Damnit Maurie, did you comment on my dinner or no?
Nope.
Why? Why not?
I just showed you mine.
I know, but why not? Why not comment and say that looks nice? You send me everything you make. Every single thing you make, you send to me, and then I finally, and then I send one food picture, and I get crickets from you.
No, you didn't get crickets. I'm like, here's what I made.
Yeah.
No, but you didn't. Like, I replied. Shem replied.
I replied with a photo of what I made. I thought that's what people do.
No,
like,
it's not. Well, you're not trying to one up.
No, that's not what people do. That's.
I couldn't be like that looks amazing, or like how you normally beg for food.
I was. How was your shrimp, Maurie?
Matthew spent the night throwing up.
Oh, why? You poisoned your husband?
I think I
Are
may
you
have.
arsenic and old lacing Matthew?
No. We don't have wills yet.
Oh. But wait until we do? Like, what the hell does that mean?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lady Gaga's new song for the Top Gun.
Oh, I haven't heard this yet. Okay, wait. Hold on, I need a second.
It's called Hold My Hand, by the way.
Okay. So now, to me, by the title, it's going to be a little bit more Take My Breath Away than it is Danger Zone.
I've not heard this either.
You haven't heard this, Maurie. Maurie, giant Gaga fan, little monster, whatever you want to call it. I like Lady Gaga a whole lot. I think she's wonderfully talented. For Top Gun, I'm expecting... I'm curious to see what the banger is, right? To see what the sort of big banger when the jets are going and everything else. But I have a feeling that Gaga did the sort of love, emotional portion of the soundtrack.
I'm imagining like timpanis and like drums and stuff.
What we had said last week is more anthemic.
Yes.
Right?
And just by the name of the song, because the song's called Hold My Hand. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
The song's called Hold My Hand. So even just by title alone, I say it's more of a love song than anything else.
Oh, here you go. Lady Gaga, Hold My Hand from the Top Gun Maverick soundtrack.
Oh.
Hold my hand, everything will be okay. I heard from the heavens that clouds have been gray. Pull me close, wrap me in your aching arms. I see that you're hurting. Why'd you take so long to tell me you need me? I see that you're bleeding. You don't need to show me again. But if you decide to, I'll ride in this life with you. I won't let go till the end. So cry tonight, but don't you let go of my hand. You can cry every last tear. I won't leave till I understand.
So, by the way, this is new Lady Gaga called Hold My Hand. And I'm getting 3 completely different looks from you guys.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, Roz. Your eyes were closed. You're taking in the song. You kind of look a little, not confused, but like you're trying to figure out the song.
Yes, here is my general problem when people start writing songs for movies. Some people do it. Gaga has done it great. Other people have not. So for me, when Billie Eilish did the song for James Bond, I didn't like it. Start going through the list of people who have written songs for movies, and I didn't like it. The reason why Shallow worked for me was because Shallow was a great song. It wasn't a great movie song. This, to me, sounds like Gaga wrote a movie song. And I think that when pop stars write movie songs, they just fall a little flat.
Yeah.
And I do like this because I think that what she's doing now, I think that she's trolling for another Academy Award nomination.
Oh,
because this
easily.
is very much the formula to get yourself one of those, as opposed to writing a great Gaga song and handing it over to the movie. I don't know. That's just my feeling.
All the
on
other
it.
James Bond songs, right? From the big artists.
Some people have done them great, though.
But you mentioned Billie Eilish, right? Remember Sam Smith did one, and
fell
Adele did
Fell
one
flat.
as well, and they did. But they're like all great artists, that perform well everywhere else. Shem, you had a look of somewhat disdain on your face.
Not so much disdain. Listen, Gaga is a phenomenal singer. Nobody will disagree with that, right? She's fantastic. The song is just all right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not super memorable. I mean, yes, I have to see the scene that comes with it, but for me, it's just
And maybe that'll
all right.
that'll change your perception.
Yeah.
Damn, Maury, you look hella confused right now.
I was going to say what Shem said. I need to see what she wrote it for. Like, is it in his...
But it should stand on its own, should it not,
Mhm.
Maury? Because
It-
Shallow
it-
stands on its own.
And Shallow is one of my favorite songs.
Same.
But don't you remember last week when she said she was talking about the song, right? When everyone was like, when we all found out that she wrote this song, and she was like, it was more of it's like
a love letter to
love
humanity
letter
or
to
something
the
like that?
world type
Yeah,
of thing,
yeah,
as opposed
yeah.
to just the movie, right?
If I don't hear it again, I'll be okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah?
Really?
Here's the thing. You know
Really?
what? And it takes a lot to say this as a Gaga fan.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in her.
Yeah. Wow.
Really?
She started off her career like with these insanely incredible anthems.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And-
she wasn't going to write like a club banger for this.
No,
for this
but when you
movie.
say a love letter to the world and you chalk it up to other songs from Top Gun, I expected to just be blown away with like music.
Yeah,
and like something you could like just burst into tears with. This, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, for me, now, like even listening to it in the background right now, let me just, give me one sec. The thing that Gaga has always done is, yeah, see, the thing
Like,
with
even the build-up
no,
wasn't-
yeah, see, I'll tell you for me what the problem is with the song.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I don't want to sing along to it. And that's a problem in a Gaga song.
She's also got way better choruses. You know
Way
what I mean?
better.
Like
yeah, I don't
choruses
want to
that
sing
really
this.
stand out.
I don't
Shallow,
wanna-
you will sing.
Yeah, I will every time it's on.
Every time.
I don't want to sing this.
But again, when we watch the movie,
I know
this may
I
be the
know.
best.
I'll
thing
probably
ever.
cry, and then I'm gonna be so happy for her when she wins an Academy Award.
and cry again.
And I'll cry again.
But there you go.
Yes.
That's new Gaga from the Top
Wow.
Gun Maverick soundtrack called "Hold My Hand."
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Matt James from
Mm-hmm.
The Bachelor, first Black Bachelor, by the way, and controversial relationship with Rachel from his season, On Again, Off Again. I believe they're now on again, like heavy into the relationship. Matt James.
That's when she got, like, was it, she did like an antebellum party in college, and then there was a whole bunch of other stuff. They went through her socials and they found a bunch of stuff, but this all played out like while the show was going on, which like never happens, where he's talking about things and making decisions after the show had finished, but while the show was still going on.
Yeah, and then that's when Chris Harrison got let go from the show
Yeah.
because he was like, somewhat defending the photos from back in the day. But Matt James now, like, going down the road of many of his other previous Bachelor Nation members, where they're releasing a book. So he's got his book out right now called First Impressions, which delves into Matt's life. And he was doing some press yesterday and talked to Damnit Maurie about the book. No, I promise. It doesn't get weird. It doesn't get weird.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, no, actually, it does get weird. I was trying to save you, bro.
Now, you and Rachel are still together and happy, but I've heard you say that she's trying to change your fashion choices since you like to wear sweatpants to dinners. In the end, will fashion be your downfall?
Oh, man, she's come to terms with that. I think that anytime she sees me pull out a pair of pants that aren't Lululemon or athletic, that she knows that it's, some sort of important dinner. And honestly, even the important dinners, comfort, I choose comfort over anything nowadays, just because, especially with my bunions, like, there's certain type of shoes that I like to wear, and they don't go well with dressy pants. So,
Two things. One, you did say bunions, right?
yes, I have. I probably have the most defined bunions of anyone you'll ever talk to. They like little plateaus.
Amazing. And as a gay guy, gray sweatpants, never would say no to you wearing those.
I don't know if I have a pair of gray sweatpants. I do have You know, actually, I do have a pair of gray sweatpants.
Yeah, you do.
I appreciate it. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind when I'm going out.
Explain the gray sweatpants thing, Maury. I don't know what that is.
Oh, don't.
I don't think I need to explain that.
No?
Yeah, what? Also, I just outed myself knowing what the gray sweatpants thing is.
This is Damnit Maurie talking to Matt James, former Bachelor, about his new book, First Impressions.
What do you think is the juiciest, most shocking part of your book that you think your fans will be like, oh my God, about?
Once they hear about what I've been through to get to where I am, they're going to be in shock, because no one that's been through what I've gone through should have ever come out the other side the way I did. And that can start as early as or as late as, you know, graduating college and my living situation. And people are going to see themselves in my story, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, if Matt's done this, I can do the same thing, because I'm living that right now, or I've been through that. So it's a celebration story for people, and I think they're going to be able to pull a lot of strength from it.
Again, Matt James, former Bachelor, his new book is called First Impressions. It's out right now. Damnit Maurie chatting with him about it yesterday.
Now, are you and Rachel living together?
No. She's actually looking for a spot down in Miami as well.
Okay, but when you guys do stay together, what is the biggest thing you guys argue about in the house?
I leave my clothes everywhere. So that it's almost out of control. Like if you go into the kitchen, like I'll have pants, shirts, underwear hanging up on different drawers drying out, because I don't like to put my stuff in the dryer. So depending on the time of day, you could walk into the house and every ledge or edge of a nook or cranny will have some pair of socks, undies, undershirt hanging from, you know, furniture, and I think that drives her up a wall. But, you know, I don't want to be walking around in clothes that don't fit, so I can't put everything in the dryer.
Have you heard of a clothesline?
You know what? That's a great idea. I think I could benefit from a clothesline.
What?
Okay, hold on. Break this down for a second. Let's say we don't know it's Matt James, right?
Yeah.
And all you know is this is a guy who wears sweatpants to dinner, has bunions that he's super proud of, and dries his underpants on the handles of the drawers in the kitchen.
Gross. Yeah.
Right?
You're single for life, sir.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is... Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Mocha. Good. How are you?
Good, man. Why are you reaching out to us today?
So I have a question. How do you host a celebration of life when it doesn't feel like a celebration?
Oh, buddy.
Mike, you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha, I have an unfortunate FML. Sadly, my dad passed away suddenly 3 weeks ago. My family is hosting a celebration of life, and I'm struggling on how to handle that situation. To me, it doesn't feel like a celebration, and I don't know how to deal with the people who are coming. I know Roz has personal experience with this. Any advice or words or encouragement would be amazing. First off, Mike, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been tough. Yeah.
Was he sick at all or no?
No, he actually suffered from a stroke, and it was sudden and came out of nowhere, so we had no preparation. It's been really sad, yeah.
I think it's perfectly normal and totally fine for you not to, I don't want to say take part, but not join in everybody else's kind of mind state of celebration of life, you know?
Right. Yeah, like I've had a few people, like my mom, who said, like, you know, it's supposed to be fun and listen to some enjoyable stories about your dad, but to me, you know, I'm not in a mode yet where things are fun or like wanting to talk about memories yet.
Mm-hmm. A celebration of life should happen when somebody's still alive.
Yeah.
And there's calling something a celebration of life puts so much pressure on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that people understand that. Like when you're going through this, like you and your mom and everybody else in your family, you're all going through this together, but you're all going through it differently. Like you're all sort of living the worst couple of weeks of your lives. But everybody, we talk about this all the time, everybody grieves differently. And for somebody to then say to you, hey, you know, we need you to take part and be an active participant in this thing called a celebration of life. If you're not there yet, there's nothing wrong with that. There's so much pressure when somebody dies that you have to take other people's feelings into consideration before you can even think about starting to grieve yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting because we're all going through, like, it's my mom and my brother and I, and we're all going through different ways of handling this. And I'm definitely the one who's the most emotional right now.
Yeah.
And I just know at the celebration, my dad has a lot of friends who are coming and people we haven't seen in years, right? And, you know, it's going to be one of those things where you have to catch up on life, but also at the same time, like, sorry for your loss. And I just find that a really weird combination of things to say to someone. So
it's too much pressure. It's too much pressure. Basically, you're being asked to host your dad's death, and you didn't even get a chance to say goodbye. You know, neither of you did. This wasn't something that was, you know, that happened over a course of time where you guys could say goodbye to each other. You didn't have that, and you're still in shock, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And to sort of play host, I think that if you went to your family and said, "Hey, listen, I understand people need to sort of grieve in their own way, and if people want to get together and, you know, cheers dad and all this stuff, but I can't be a participant who is asked to do anything other than maybe sit in the room and maybe not sit in the room because I'm not there yet." You know, even the idea of calling it a celebration of life immediately puts so much pressure on you to force yourself into a headspace that you sound like you are not ready for yet, man.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a tough thing to think about. Like, I'm happy to see friends and family. Like, I'm looking forward to that aspect, but the actual reason why we're gathering is the thing I feel like I'm not ready for yet.
What was your favorite thing to do with your dad?
Well, we have a cottage, and honestly, the best thing was just going up to the cottage and just hanging out with him and going in the boat, going fishing, just stuff like that.
So here's when you know you're ready to do your own celebration of life, is the day that you get in the car and drive to the cottage yourself and get in the boat and go out on the lake.
Right.
Okay.
That's something I didn't care to do.
That is when you're going to be ready to have a celebration of life for your dad, is when you're able to do that. Everything else right now is the sort of process of going through the shock and the grief and the guilt and all the stages that everybody goes through. But you'll know when you're ready to celebrate your dad, and that's going to be the day that you go up to the cottage and get in the boat. And don't deny anybody else their sort of feelings, right? Like, let other people get up there and talk and say something funny about your dad and say goodbye because that's a real big thing for people, right? It's that's sort of step one. But don't feel like you have to get up there and do anything. If you're not ready, you're not ready. You'll know when you're ready. You'll know, and this will set you back if you're put in a position to sort of do grief. You know what I mean? For other people, where you have to perform, it's going to set you back, and it's not going to help you. You'll know when you're ready to celebrate.
So just kind of show up and, you know, like you said, be an active participant, handle it, and then, you know, on my own time, I'll figure out when I can actually really celebrate.
You don't even have to be an active participant, man. Nobody's expecting anything from you. There should be no pressure. There should be no pressure. Okay. If you want to dip in, hug, 2-3 people that really meant a lot to your pops, and then dip, then do that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
I will try that. Yeah.
Does that help, Mike?
It does help. Yeah. Thank you very much. I really
sending your family a ton of love, man. I'm really sorry what happened.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm a huge fan of you guys. I've been listening for a few years now, and you guys are the best. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Would it be a bad time to ask you who your favorite is between Roz and Mocha?
I was talking to one of my coworkers about this. I was wondering if you guys would. It's a tough one to say after a conversation like this, but I love you, Mocha, but I have to go with Roz.
No, all good, man. All good.
I'm not going to say why.
Yeah,
I know Roz doesn't like that.
No, don't. Okay.
Yes. All right, love you, Mike. You take care, brother.
All right, love you too, guys. Thank you very much.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Well, last night, the Jays broke the Yankees' 11-game winning streak with a 2-1 win. So that's nice.
Yeah, but everybody's still talking about the Aaron Judge home run ball caught by Jays fan Mike Lanzillotta, and he immediately turned around and gave it to this 9-year-old kid named Derek Rodriguez. And it was just such like a beautiful moment. And everybody was like the same sort of sentiment, which is this is why we love baseball. Mm-hmm. And so this kid, Derek Rodriguez, if you haven't seen the video, it's awesome. He's wearing like an Aaron Judge Yankees shirt, and then the guy in front of him, and he's 9 years old, and then the guy in front of him, Mike Judge, is a Jays fan. And I guess what happened was, like, they were all sort of in like a group together kind of thing, like in that same section, and they had been calling all down to the field. Hey, there's a kid up here. Get him a ball. Get him a ball. Thinking that one of the players would just sort of throw it up, and it never happened. And then Aaron Judge crushed this home run, and Mike picked it up and immediately turned around and handed it to Derek Rodriguez. And Derek Rodriguez, this 9-year-old kid, just starts like bawling, and then they hug, and it was just this beautiful moment, man. And then
Now-
there was yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that if that guy that caught the ball, Mike, if he was there with a kid, he would have given it to the Aaron Judge fan or not?
Like if it was his own kid?
Yeah.
you give it to your own kid. Sorry. You know what I mean? Sorry, kid in the back.
You know why? Because I was thinking about the same thing, right? Like, we took Cruz to his very first Jays game the other day.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, if that were me and I got the ball, I'd be like, yo, sorry, New York fan, but this ball's from my side.
Okay. Well, that didn't happen though,
No,
Mocha.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it was a very
Okay,
nice
the man-
thing. It was a
I
beautiful
know.
thing that he did.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to go through a very beautiful thing to talk about all the ways it could have gone horribly wrong. Okay, like what kind of monster does that? It's one of the most beautiful moments I've seen in months.
No, it really was. It really, really was. And like he immediately, as soon as he caught the ball, like he knew already. Immediately, he turned around and gave the kid the ball.
And everybody was like, "What did he say to him? What did Mike say?" Because there was at one point where he put his hands on his cheeks, and he was talking to him. And Damnit Maurie caught up with Mike Lanzillotta to find out exactly what it was that he said to little Derek Rodriguez in that moment.
What happened next? Did you talk to him? Like, what happened that we haven't seen?
Well, first I said there's no crying in baseball. But then I told him, I said, when you're older, you're going to have a chance to do this for some young kid too. So, promise me that you'll pay it forward. He said, I promise. So
Oh,
pretty,
my God,
pretty special, intimate moment for sure.
Oh, that's real nice. That's a real cool
My
thing
heart.
to do. Yeah.
And then last night the Jays and the Yankees invited them back, and they got to hang out in the Yankees dugout, and they both got to meet Aaron. They both got to meet Aaron Judge and
Sick.
Damnit Maurie.
Amazing.
Just off
Amazing.
the phone with both of them. So do you want to get to let's get Derek's reaction
Yes.
to finally meeting his hero, Aaron Judge.
Derek, your dream came true. You met Aaron. What was that like?
It was a really happy moment, and he even gave me his batting gloves and signed the baseball he hit the home run with.
Was it emotional for you? What did he say?
I was crying a lot. He said, "Don't cry, it's okay." And we took lots of pictures. He asked me if I played what I played in baseball. I played shortstop and right field.
Did you get to tell him, what he meant to you? Did you get to tell him how much you love him?
Kind of a little. I was really excited, so I couldn't talk.
Was that like the best moment of your life?
Yes.
And now the ball is signed. Are you going to put it behind glass?
Yes.
We are so happy that you got to meet Aaron. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Aw, super cool kid, man.
It's so good. So good. Then you see the pictures of him in the dugout with Aaron Judge, and it's like he's sitting there like this kid is destroyed.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting there, he's got his batting gloves, he's got Judge's batting gloves in his hand, and this poor kid's face is like absolutely just destroyed. It's such a good moment.
Yeah, and then also Damnit Maurie caught up with Mike as well, the guy that caught the ball, to get his thoughts on meeting Aaron Judge.
Dude, you got to talk to me about the fact that you guys got to meet Aaron Judge in the dugout with Derek. What was that like?
Oh, it was spectacular. Everyone dreams of kids, adults. Aaron's just a really classy gentleman. Some kind words are said, really inspirational words, and it was very nice of him to meet Derek and I. That's for sure. What he was saying to me was, you don't even realize, what you've done is just so special, and how many people you've impacted across the world, and soak it all in. You deserve this, and you're a great person. It's just, the stuff he was saying is unreal.
Did he smell nice?
It's a ballpark.
It smells like popcorn and hot dogs.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I'm going to play something for you real quick. Yeah, man. Our boy Classified from the East Coast, from Nova Scotia?
Classified. That dude is just straight up awesome.
Isn't he like one of the nicest guys ever?
I was just going to say that, man. You're absolutely right.
So he's got this new project coming out. on June 29th called Retrospective, right? So it's basically a greatest hits album. But what Classified did was, instead of putting together regular greatest hits, right, is reimagined all of his biggest hits and did like an East Coast acoustic version.
Really?
Yeah. And it sounds really good. And there's one song on the album. I haven't heard it yet, but I just see it because you can, like, I guess pre-download or on Apple Music. You can add it to your playlist, and then when it's released, it'll download.
Yeah.
But there's a song on there that he got Jan Arden.
Really?
To be featured on. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
you remember this song from, like, I don't know, like 8 years ago, Inner Ninja?
Hey, yo, I know you never heard this
Fun
before,
song, right?
But I'd rather lose a fight than miss the war. And I ain't wishing competition or fishing for it. I'm just living in a system conditions.
That's right. I love this beat.
I've been lost in the rhythm and misinformed. Too many
Such a good
late
song,
nights
right?
in the liquor store. Too many bad decisions, half-ass attempts. No sweat, no fear, no blood, no tears. I go hard, and I ain't making them no excuse.
Yeah, this was a great song, huh?
Right? Yeah.
Think about a man we supposed to lose.
So this song, Inner Ninja, he's got...
I forgot this. How did I forget this song? Go ahead, sorry.
He's got, on his Retrospective album, out on June 29th, a version of it that's acoustic, but amped up a little bit.
Okay.
That I think you're going to love even more than the original, okay?
I read the rules before I broke them. I broke the chains before they choked me out. And I paid close attention, really learned the code. I learned to read the map before I hit the road.
Look, I know you never heard this before, but I'd rather lose a fight than miss the war. I ain't wishing competition or fishing for it. I'm just living in a system conditions are poor. I've been lost in the rhythm and misinformed. Too many
Very
late
East
nights
Coast,
hitting
bro.
the liquor store. Too many bad decisions.
This is like road trip. You're out camping, sitting around the campfire type joint.
I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Cause if you think about a man, we supposed to lose. It ain't all picture perfect.
Right?
The ocean view.
Drinking at a pub.
I'll
tell you. I get the sense that this exact arrangement with those exact instruments is not the first time he's done the song this way. This is just the first time we've heard it.
Yeah, I agree.
This is a guy who has done this song many times this way in front of people, and it's never escaped that room before.
Yeah, and probably got like such a great reaction.
Totally.
Right? Which is why he's put this album together in this way.
It's kind of beautiful, right?
I agree.
Yeah, it really is.
That's why I wanted to share it with you
it's
guys.
kind of beautiful.
Because it's so different from everything else. And like Classified is that guy that could get this done.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're interested, June 29th is when the full album is out, called Retrospected. Got a bunch of features on there, including Jan Arden, which is the one that I cannot wait for.
But I realize what it takes. Never dwell in the dark because the sun always rises. But gotta make it to the
So weird to hear instruments. You know what I mean?
Like just
as
instruments.
opposed to clicks and clacks and claps and drones and it's weird to hear instruments.
But there you go. That is Classified.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Hello, Claudia.
Hello.
Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. Welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Thank you very much.
Where and when does your hell of a story take place?
This was back in high school, like more so my senior years of high school.
So you're how old at the time?
Okay, so I'm going to say like 17.
Okay, cool. Okay, so take us through it here. What happened?
Neighborhood is safe. I've walked, at night, all hours of the night, day, whatever. Never had an issue.
The amount of times that you have reassured us that this is a safe neighborhood is starting to worry me.
So what happened?
Okay, so what happened?
So one night, I'm going to say it was probably around 9 o'clock or so, and I was getting ready to go to a friend's birthday party. So anyway, my parents are taking a long time to get home, and I'm anxious and excited to get to the party. It started, and I said, okay, you know what? Like, screw it. I'm just going to go. I'm going to walk over to her place. Everything's going to be fine. So anyways, so I start getting my stuff together, my jacket, cell phone, keys, and I'm making my way to the front door. And then all of a sudden, this like feeling, this awful feeling just came over me, okay? I couldn't shake it. It was the strangest thing. I can't even describe it. And something in my brain is telling me, okay, something's wrong, like just felt off. And at this time, okay, so I had my flip phone, you know, back in the day, and you could pre-program the phone numbers in the phone. So I knew that number one was my like home phone number. So I'm walking down the street. I'm heading toward the park because I'm going to cut through the fields, like the community center area. It's a sort of like shortcut. So I'm making my way through this field. So I'm looking around and my eyes kind of go toward this concrete shed. It backs onto this like fenced area. So there's a very small, you know, sliver of space between this concrete shed and the fence. And I see something, you know, moving and behaving like strangely, but I'm thinking in my head, okay, like, what could this be? It's maybe the trees, you know, it's you know, the leaves, maybe a bag kind of got caught behind there, but this shadow is just acting very, very strangely. So anyway, this shadow steps out just far enough for me to make out that it was a freaking like man, like just standing there staring at me. Nobody else is around. Okay. It's just me and this man in this field park area. No one was there in this moment. Like the silence of the night was deafening at this point. Okay.
So this was like a tall guy. Was he old? Was he younger? What did he look like from what you can remember?
So literally a shadow. He was covered from head to toe, like hat, jacket, gloves. Like this is all I could make out. It was just like all dark clothing.
Oh my God.
I could not tell. Like, yeah. So you knew something was wrong, right?
Okay.
I'm going to say like older, just based off of height and like build.
Sure. So what the hell did you do?
So I kind of start to slow down my pace, like as I'm walking, but I continue walking forward, not to kind of let him know that I'm about to take off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, well, I have my cell phone in my pocket, and I kind of like open it, and I push number one, and I just hold it until I know, okay, the call's going through. So I put the phone to my ear, and my brother answers, and I say to him, listen, just shut off all the lights in the house, open the side door, don't ask questions, just do what I'm telling you, and and that's it.
Yo,
right?
this is a movie right now.
Oh my God. So I just kind of like close the phone, turn it, and I run. I just like run back to my house, close the door, lock it. I'm telling my brother quickly, like, hey, this is what just went down, like, da-da-da-da. So we go to the front window of the house, and I'm like, okay, like, let's look through the blinds, because is this my imagination or what is actually happening right now, you know? So there is the man. He was going up and down the lawns of the houses on my street, including mine. So he's checking backyards for me. He's pacing, like, you could see him intently looking for me. And he's just looking confused at the same time and like panicked. And I was just out of my mind. I can't believe this. Like, what is happening? This is straight out of a horror movie.
Did you look over your shoulder to see if he was chasing you?
No,
You didn't.
I just ran.
You just ran. Okay, cool. Okay, so obviously you guys called the cops.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I called the police. I ended up calling the cops. They said they were going to send officers to my house.
Okay.
So after a while, whatever, my parents finally come home. I tell them what's happening. So we're all kind of freaking out. 2 hours later is when my home phone rings, and it's the police asking if I still require police assistance.
Oh, my God.
I go, oh, my gosh, like, what is happening, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not show up? Yes, I needed your help 2 hours ago, right? This was just a crazy, crazy night. The most dream-like, movie-like, surreal experience.
And you missed your friend's birthday party?
No, I did not miss the party.
Oh.
What?
So it's now like hours later, and then all of a sudden it clicks, oh my God, I had a party to go to. Like, everybody's still there, but you know what? Let me just call my friend and let her know what happened. So as I'm talking to her, and we're both like, oh, holy like, what the heck did you just experience? I could hear the party, you know, still very much alive and well in the background. So I decided to go, but I obviously did not walk. I got my dad to drive me there.
So hold on, even after all that stuff that went down, the horror movie that you just described to us, you still went and got turned up at a party like a couple hours later?
I did.
Oh my God.
And you know when you see this stuff in movies, everybody goes, oh, God, nobody would do that.
Yeah.
Nobody would do that. Yeah, you did.
Claudia, that is a hell of a story. That is a Netflix suspense movie right there.
Yeah. Or he could have just been like the old guy in Home Alone. Right?
Thank you, Claudia.
Oh, my God. Thank you, guys.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is, got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hello, Sidra. It's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, thank you guys so much for having me.
All right, well, why don't you tell everyone why you're here?
Well, I'm basically having some guy trouble, and basically I am having some high school drama.
You're having high school drama. Are you in high school or no?
No, I am 23 years old.
I gotcha. High school drama, but as an adult.
Yeah.
You wrote us this. Roz and Mocha fixed my life. I've liked my guy friend. Oh, my God, Sidra. I've liked my guy friend for 5 years out of our 7-year friendship. I started liking him when I was single and insecure and in grade 12 and thought he's a guy I might have a chance with. I found out he's been in love with our friend for a decade. This did not deter me, sadly, because I knew she didn't like him back, and I thought he'd change his mind and see that I was there for him. Now, after 3 months of being friends with benefits,
Oh, no.
I still can't seem to stop liking him. I need an adult male's opinion on this because Lord knows I don't know any.
How did y'all end up being friends with benefits? Was it brought on by you or by him?
Kind of both of us. We used to do just like sleepovers because we were friends, right? But both of us would like share the same bed, and then some drinks. It's the middle of the night. One thing led to another. And there we are.
Okay, so this situation has been ongoing now for how long?
The friends with benefits or me liking him?
Yeah, the friends with
Well,
benefits.
that ended back in last year, but then it restarted for a month, like in September.
Okay, so are you guys still doing that or no?
No,
You're not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he with somebody else now?
No, he's still caught up on the same girl, and he's just treating me like either like terribly or like a friend. But I'm, on the other hand, like, oh, I still love him, and like.
Does he know? Does he know that you've been in love with him for 10 years?
Yes.
He does.
Oh, no, Sidra, this is not the man for you, girl.
Okay, so you have told him. Well, how did you tell this to him, and when did you tell this to him?
I told this to him basically after the first year of me liking him.
Okay,
And I think I've just been obvious ever since. And even when we started our friends with benefits thing, he like brought it up and he was like, I know you still like me.
So he never says he never says I have feelings for you or anything like that.
No, definitely not. I one night when I was at the club, I was like, oh, like drunk to him, and I was like, why don't you like me back?
And what did he say?
And he said, I'm just not into you.
Okay.
Oh, but he's into the benefits.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Sidra,
Okay.
don't. You need to stop with this guy right now. He doesn't like you.
I know.
He doesn't want to be your boyfriend.
I know.
You need to move on, girl.
Girl, I'm trying. I'm literally talking to another guy, and I like him too. And now I like both of them.
Yeah. So you okay? So this is tough because you sort of put yourself in this position, right?
Yeah.
Where you did, and that's fine. But you never want to be somebody that somebody wants to be with because they're bored.
Yeah.
And him saying, I'm not into you, but he still wants to sleep with you, he does that because he's bored. And you're the thing he turns to out of boredom.
But you see it as something else. Like this may be
'Cause it
the
means
time that he realizes that I'm here for him and maybe he wants to get booed up.
And
It ain't happening, Sidra.
And even those times where you guys are having sleepovers, it sounds like you could be absolutely mind-blowing, and he's still bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, you need to fall out of love with this guy now.
Okay, that's hard to tell somebody to fall out of love with somebody. He's not the guy for you. And normally in situations like this, we've talked to so many people where they're like, I'm in love with my friend. And the thing that what it comes down to is you can shoot your shot, but you have to be willing to walk away from that friendship at the end of shooting your shot. Okay, you're sort of not going full on. You've taken your shot. You've slept together, but you're not willing to go that extra little bit that would determine whether you guys are even good for each other as friends. Because if you ask me, you guys aren't even really great friends. And I think and I think that you're hanging on to something that just does not exist. And I think that he means way more to you than you do to him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you just stopped writing him, right? How long would it take him to notice?
I feel like a few weeks, maybe a few months.
Yeah, a few months. If he stopped writing you, how long would it take you to notice?
A few days.
Yes.
Sidra. Yo, you're sitting here agreeing with every single thing we're saying.
There's one
The
thing.
answer is right there.
There's one thing. There's one thing being a booty call, okay? Because there's a little bit of power in that. You can sort of control a situation and control feelings and emotions, and it's already sort of laid out there. But you've been in love with this guy for a real long time, and he wants nothing to do with you other than the fact that you're there, you're warm, and he's bored.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
So plain and simple, Sidra, what are you going to do?
I am going to say screw this guy and move on.
Yeah.
There you go. Boom. Your life has just been fixed. Love you, Sidra. Thanks for reaching out.
Thanks, guys.
You got it, love.
Bras and mochas fix my life.
On Kiss.
Hey, Mocha.
Yer!
Are you ready, man?
Yer!
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
The Met Gala last night, celebrity prom. The big story, of course, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson showed up. Kim Kardashian's dress was really the story of the night and how this dress came about. So she wore the same dress, like the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore when she sang JFK Happy Birthday.
Like the actual dress, or was it a replica?
So it was the actual dress. But here's what happened. So Ripley's in Florida bought the dress a few years ago for $4.81 million. It was one of the most expensive dresses ever sold. Mm-hmm. So Kim wore the dress. So here's how it worked, is that Kim left the hotel in a house coat. Mm-hmm. They put her in a car. She got to the Met Gala. Mm-hmm. There was a tunnel that went from her car to a little room at the bottom of the red carpet.
Okay.
In the bottom of the room at that red carpet was the Marilyn Monroe dress.
Okay.
She got into that room. They put the Marilyn Monroe dress on her.
Mm-hmm.
She walked out of that room, walked up the stairs with Pete Davidson. She walked through the doors, walked into another private room, took the Marilyn Monroe dress off, and put a replica on. And put a replica on for the party.
No, she did not.
Yeah, she had it on for moments. They said,
yeah,
like literally moments. And that was it. And she couldn't wear any body makeup, any of the normal sort of Kim K stuff that
couldn't
she...
spray on some like perfume.
Nothing.
So that dress that we saw on the red carpet, that was the real dress that she wore for seconds. And what we saw later in the evening was a replica.
So she said, I'm so honored to be wearing the iconic dress that Marilyn Monroe wore in 1962 to sing Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy. It is a stunning skin-tight gown adorned with more than 6,000 hand-sewn crystals. And she said this in an interview. She goes, I'm extremely respectful to the dress and what it means to American history. I would never want to sit in it, eat in it, or risk any damage to it. And I won't be wearing the kind of body makeup I usually do. Everything had to be specifically timed, and I had to practice walking upstairs.
Wow.
Like in the
I have a question.
Go ahead, Deepa.
Yeah, like I'm just curious. Did the body have to be altered? Because like Kim Kardashian's got some big
She said that she had to lose. I think she said that she had to lose 14 pounds or something like that to get into it. Because because she is shorter than Marilyn Monroe, but I think she's a little bit more hippie than Marilyn Monroe, right?
So she went on like a crazy diet. She said for like 3 weeks where she didn't eat like carbs and cut back or like eliminated sugar and was on a very, very strict diet.
Yeah, look at Maurie's like, same girl.
But then after the Met Gala, she celebrated, right? After being on this strict diet for 3 weeks, she walks into her hotel room and there's like a little donut station set up.
Oh, excuse me.
Right? With like some famous donuts that people are there making for her and another table full of pizza.
Okay, guys, so after the Met, I am starving, and my favorite donuts in the entire world, in New York City, are these mini donuts. Oh my God, you guys, I have them in the room. How cute is this? And pizza. You guys, I haven't had carbs or sugar in almost a month. Definitely 3 weeks. This pizza, I'm so excited.
was that Pete Davidson in the back?
You couldn't see, but it sounded like him. It totally sounded like
Did you see Pete Davidson's suit that he was wearing last night? So from the front, it was basically the mullet of suits. So from the front, it looked like a regular tux, but when he turned around, his suit jacket was only a suit jacket on the front, and on the back, it was like a sort of satin bomber jacket.
What?
So it was the back of a satin bomber jacket sewn onto the front of a tuxedo jacket.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty lit though. I'd wear that.
Yeah.
I'd wear that.
It was kind of wild.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A draft opinion circulating among Supreme Court justices in the U.S. suggested that earlier this year, a majority of them had thrown support behind overturning Roe versus Wade. That legislation legalizes abortions nationwide. According to a new report published by Politico yesterday, a Supreme Court spokesperson said that the court had no comment. Politico published what was labeled as a, quote, first draft of the opinion of the court. The Supreme Court has yet to issue a ruling on the case, and opinions, even of those of justices, have been known to change during drafting processes. This has happened many times in the past. The court is expected to rule on the case before its term is up in late June or early July, so meaning it would be sort of overturned on the Supreme Court level and then I guess be left up to states to decide is the way that it would normally be.
Isn't that what they did back in the day, though?
No. Well, this. I mean, they're getting around so many different ways with this, like with the laws, like allowing. So it's not illegal, but people could take doctors to court that did. Like it's a whole, like it's just a battle, really, in a lot of places right now. But this was the thing that nobody thought would ever happen, which is overturning Roe versus Wade. But looks like they've already done a first draft of what exactly that would look like.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Last night on American Idol, celebrating 20 years of Idol, they brought back some of their biggest stars like Jordan Sparks.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
And Ruben Studdard.
Oh, yeah, my guy, Ruben.
But all the praise was for the one name that really put Idol on the map. And here is Ryan Seacrest with that introduction.
I can't help but feel that someone is missing the party. Someone who helped put this show on the map, the absolute, dare I say, legend, whose very name is synonymous with American Idol. I think you know who I'm talking about. God. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome William Hung.
Yeah! Look at Deepa's face. Yeah. She begs! She begs! Yo, how does he look? Same?
Yeah, a little. I mean, we're all a little puffier 20 years later.
Yeah. Yo, you still got the energy, though.
William Hung.
William Hung with the big energy.
How old were you, Deepa, when William Hung was on Idol?
Oh my God, I was probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yo, me too.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Yo,
You guys are the worst.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Moving on to Jeopardy right now. Mattea Roach ties the 5th longest Jeopardy win streak with her 20th straight win.
In November 1864, John Wilkes Booth and his brothers were fittingly part of a performance of this Shakespeare play. 30 seconds. Good luck.
So a fast 40
Fitting
seconds.
because it's a play about an assassination. Mattea Roach had the lead. What was her response? What is Julius Caesar? That's correct. Ironically,
Knew
John
that.
Wilkes Booth did not play one of the assassins. He played Antony. You're going to add to your total today. How much? A little $601 for a total today of $16,801 and a 20-day total of $476,985. Congratulations.
Did you really know the answer?
No. Damnit Maurie, you are a huge Jeopardy fan. Mattea Roach, the real deal, huh?
I actually love this girl.
Yeah.
I think she's fantastic. I love her. She has a sense of humor, which is important when you're
23 years old. 23 years old. She's the longest sort of Canadian champ. She's gone the farthest of any Canadian. That was her 20th win in a row. That means she is now tied for the 5th spot with Julia Collins, whose 2014 run lasted 20. As far as catching the money leaders, right now, she's the 6th biggest money winner on that show, which is incredible, $476,000. Now, to move up to number 4 on the list as far as wins go, so Mattea Roach right now sitting at 20 wins. If she wants to move up to number 4, she would need to overtake James Holzhauer's record of 32.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
So
Bit of a
that's
way
a
to go.
that's a big jump between
You got to put in work, girl.
5th and 4th, right?
She's a tutor here in Toronto.
Yeah.
So do you think that after this she could start charging more?
I would say so. I think that, like, I don't know if tutors have agents, but to me, it sounds like she may need a tutor agent.
Right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
But
if you
okay.
want to get tutored by her,
So
you gotta pay.
here's the question though, right? Here's the question. If she does capitalize on this, where she like starts charging more, right, to
Yeah.
be a tutor. It's not like you can move up in the world of like who and what you are tutoring. So it's not like the more famous you get to tutor smarter people, because then what's the point? So it's almost like the more famous she gets, the more dumb kids people are going to push on her to tutor, right? Because parents of dumb kids
No, I get
are
it.
going to be
Makes
willing to
sense.
pay more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
facts.
That's what you're going to get.
Because your kid is being taught by a genius.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So parents of dumb kids will pay the premium. Parents of smart kids aren't going to pay the
Where
premium.
was she when I was a kid?
Not
Where
born yet.
were a lot
You
of people
still
in
need
your
a
life
tutor
when you were a
now.
kid, Maury? Oh, man. It's a I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A petition to remove Amber
I mean, if you can't laugh with them, laugh with them.
A petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman has got 3 million signatures. This petition, of course, means nothing. They don't. That's like anybody has to act on it or anything. But the story yesterday was that her part in Aquaman, according to sources, was cut down to like 10 minutes, which I don't even know how they do, because she's like Jason Momoa's love interest in the movie.
Yeah.
But
Would she
apparently,
get dumped?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or killed off?
I don't know. I don't know what
With
you
editing
do.
and CGI?
Yeah, maybe, or you just tweak the story a little bit, where she just goes off and fights a monster on another world, and then she
Sure.
doesn't come back until the end, kind
World's
of
a
deal.
big place.
Like one of those.
There's a lot of water for her to go and swim into, right?
What is it, Deepa?
What? Oh, no, I said maybe she just dies because she fought a monster. And he falls in love with a mermaid named Ariel.
I think that these people, she has it in her
Michelle
contract, though I'm sure that she doesn't die. Like, that's all contracted out. Like, if somebody's going to die in a film, like, you can't just all of a sudden decide to kill Amber Heard's character when she's probably signed on for multiple movies. But you
Well,
can
they
give.
killed off Drake Ramore.
Who's that?
It was the character that Joey played on Friends when he
yeah,
spoke poorly about. Yeah, see, he fell down the elevator shaft.
Shut
Yeah,
up, you two.
I'm so upset.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage in LA last night.
What?
Yeah, he was doing a Netflix comedy show, and video from the show. This is for that Netflix is a joke, that big giant thing that every comic in the world is involved in.
Yeah.
So video shows a man charging on the stage and tackling Dave Chappelle before getting dragged off by security. Jamie Foxx, who was watching the show from like side stage at the Hollywood Bowl, was also wearing a sheriff's hat for some reason. So he rushed the stage to detain the guy.
Really?
And conflicting reports say that the guy
could have been armed with a gun and or a knife, although it hasn't been confirmed by the LAPD. And then Chappelle, when this was all said and done, he was making a joke of how people hate him for his trans views. He said that was a trans man. And then Chris Rock, who performed later on in the show, which you'll hear in a second, walked on stage and was like, "Was that Will Smith?" So you're gonna hear, you'll hear a little bit of the sort of tackle and then some talking at the end. Listen to this.
Was that
Way to
right?
go.
And then when they're
Wow.
dragging the guy off, listen to the crowd.
Hey, back up, back up.
Crazy, right? And
so was this like during? Did he already finish his set, or this was
no,
in
it was
the
in
middle
the middle.
Of the set?
It was in the middle of whatever he was doing. But then Chappelle, when all of this was over, he was on stage and he was thanking Jamie Foxx, and he goes, "Shout out to Jamie Foxx, by the way. Whenever you're in trouble, Jamie Foxx will show up in a sheriff's hat."
Yeah, I need to know that side of the story as well, right?
But the thing is that this was all being filmed for Netflix. So whether they use it or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
If
There's
they-
like
if
real
they-
like
if
good
they
quality
would.
footage out there now.
Yeah,
or
man,
that
yeah.
Netflix
So-
has, right?
So they treated the guy. I guess somebody broke his arm. Maybe Jamie Foxx or one of the security guys apparently broke the guy's arm.
Damn. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage while doing a show for Netflix. There's a huge comedy festival that Netflix is recording right now called Netflix is a Joke. And Chappelle was on stage and somebody ran on stage and tackled him. And then security was there, and Jamie Foxx was standing off to the side of the stage, and Chris Rock was also there. So here's a little bit of Chappelle getting tackled. And then what you're going to hear is at the end, you're going to hear Chris Rock say, "Was that Will Smith?"
Was that Will Smith?
Wow. So this all went down at the Hollywood Bowl, and security was there. They grabbed the guy. Apparently, they broke his arm. Now, according to some reports, he may have been armed with a gun and a knife.
Wow.
But this is really like the precedent is set now, huh? Like this is you think this is directly because of the Will Smith slap at the Oscars?
No,
People
I
thinking
think
they can do this now?
I think this is like this was someone who had it in specifically for Dave Chappelle, and with or without that Will Smith slap, that person that attacked Dave Chappelle, I feel would have gone up on that stage or tried to get up on that stage anyway.
But Dave Chappelle said a lot of stuff, and nobody's done this before.
Yeah. I don't know.
So again, Jamie Foxx was there wearing a sheriff's hat, and then
Any
at the end
explanation of that or no?
No, I don't know. It's fashion, I guess. I have no idea. But then at the end of the show, Chappelle comes out to say goodbye, and then Jamie Foxx is on stage as well. And here's the interaction between Dave Chappelle and Jamie Foxx.
Oh, now everybody comes out for the curtain call. Shout out to Jamie Foxx, by the way. Jamie, where you at? Jamie, hold up. Make some noise for Fox. Whenever you're in trouble, Jamie Foxx would show up in a sheriff's hat. I thought that was part of the show. I don't know what the is. I grabbed the back of that head. His hair was spongy. Absorbent. Listen, I just want to say, man, I've had an incredible time. This man is an absolute genius. We got to make sure we protect him at all times, man. This is what it's about. For every comedian that comes out here, man, this means everything, man. You're a genius, you're a legend. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, and we're not going to let nothing happen to you. Right. Give it up.
Wow. Now,
So
because
other-
this was like for Netflix, right? And because, they're obviously filming everything, now that the story has blown up as big as it has, do you think Netflix will keep this either in the special or release the good quality
Can
footage?
they legally, unless they get the guy who attacked him to sign a release?
No, you don't have to get that guy to sign a release at all. Given the contract and the agreement that Dave Chappelle has with Netflix, this will not be a Netflix decision. This would be a Dave Chappelle decision because nobody at Netflix wants to piss off Dave Chappelle. But there was footage that was shown afterwards of paramedics working on this guy because I guess he had a real badly injured arm. Like whoever got a hold of him worked him over, or he broke it in the fall or the tackle or whatever it was. But he was put into an ambulance and taken to the hospital. So that's all we know about that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Damnit Maurie, what was going on Jeopardy last night? How did Mattea do?
She won again. But I got to say that the last question, the final Jeopardy, was kind of handed to her.
Why? What happened?
Because it was a question about "Oh Canada," the national anthem.
No.
And she's from here.
Oh, come on. Man.
No.
I mean, they
Come
say
on.
that they pick the questions like far in advance, and how would they know? But you could change questions.
Right. Do we have that? Let me hear
Of course.
A patriotic subject for Final Jeopardy today, national anthems. Let's reveal the clue. Terre de nos aïeux follows the title in the French version of this anthem. 30 seconds. Good luck.
Come on. Come on now.
Now, as we come to our Canadian champion, I should point out that Final Jeopardy clues are written weeks or months in advance and randomly selected, so we never know when they're going to land. But I have to think Mattea might know some of the lyrics to "Oh Canada." What was her response? "Oh Canada," yes. Was it a big wager? $4,999, $29,599 today, and a 21-day total of $506,584.
Wow.
Come on now. Come on now.
Hold on,
Somebody
hear,
like no.
They could change that.
Yeah, I know. Let me hear the beginning of this question, though.
Patriotic subject for Final Jeopardy today, national anthems. Let's reveal the clue. Terre de nos aïeux follows the title in the French version of this anthem.
Oh, yo,
Is he saying it right?
I have no idea.
I love
but
it.
guys, I would have failed at Jeopardy.
Would you have?
Oh my God. Can I
Yeah.
say that watching it, I actually got it right myself?
Yeah, I have no idea. This.
Let's reveal the clue. Terre de nos aïeux follows the title in the French version of this anthem.
Yeah, no idea.
Okay, but
how many
Mocha,
French
how many
versions?
Yeah, how many countries in the world have a French version of their anthem?
France?
No, but they would only have a French version of their
Right,
anthem.
I guess.
Man.
Yeah. No. You know what? Growing up in school, we used to have to sing the English and like the remix, right? The English So I like sang it all throughout like elementary school. I don't know if I sang it in high school. And then once I was done with school and done with the anthem, that's it. Like the only time the anthem ever makes it into my life is if I'm at like a sporting event where a Canadian team is playing.
But he gave you the answer when saying the question.
No, he
the
narrowed it
French,
down.
He
narrowed it
French
down.
version of like Roz is right. How many anthems have a French version?
My stupid ass would have been on there, and my answer would have been France.
Anyway, so Mattea racked up her 21st win on Jeopardy.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Okay, so let's go back to the Met Gala now. We're 2 days out from the Met Gala, and things are slowly kind of like perspective is starting to roll in. And the conversation, everybody was sort of in awe that Kim Kardashian showed up in the Happy Birthday Marilyn Monroe dress when she sang Happy Birthday to JFK at Madison Square Garden. And now the criticism is really pouring in that should just never have been allowed to happen. For a whole lot of different reasons. One, because it's a historic garment and anything could have gone wrong. And even though the museum did pay $5 million for it, it really is, to a lot of people, a priceless thing. And then there's other people who are comparing just Kim to Marilyn and saying that, just on that alone, on that level alone, that Kim should never have even thought that she deserved to be in Marilyn's dress. The Damnit Maurie and Damnit Matthew went off on this. I don't know if you saw this. They went off on this last night on social media. So here's a little bit of Maurie and Matthew going off on Kim.
All right, we never come on here to rant, but after last night's Met Gala crime of the century, we are outraged. Would you not agree that Kim Kardashian committed a crime?
Marilyn Monroe is a true icon, a legend. And sorry to break your bubble, but Kim Kardashian, while she's popular, a lot of followers, a lot of power, a lot of money, and yes, she's got like the best, she's good at PR, publicity, I'll give that to her. But she's just not an iconic legend that should be in this dress. So no. Number two, nobody should be wearing the dress. I feel like it should be in a museum. They should keep it in New York at either the Met or the MoMA. One of them can bring it out and do a display. Of course, I also think if someone is gonna wear it, shouldn't it be an accomplished actress who maybe looked up to Marilyn, worked with Marilyn, aka Jane Fonda.
Yes.
You know, she studied with Marilyn at the Actors Studio. I feel like Kim like insulted all the actresses in there by wearing that dress. The fact that they are not even wearing it. But again, I don't think anyone should be wearing it.
Nobody should be wearing it. If we've learned anything from Back to the Future, don't mess with the past because you're going to ruin the future. That means anybody that goes to see this iconic dress behind glass is going to say, Mommy, that's the dress Kim Kardashian was wearing. Oh my God, do we want that? It's Marilyn's dress.
I hate that it touched her body. Like, I'm sorry. She didn't even do it justice.
DNA is now off of it.
No, I don't even think, like, that was a look, you know, with the hair that Marilyn had, the makeup at that time. It was a whole look, and it worked on Marilyn, and I'm sorry, it's not working on her. Like, because I think I'm so used to seeing it on Marilyn and only want to see it on Marilyn.
I have a question about this. Is Kim Kardashian the first person to wear the Marilyn Monroe? Oh, so nobody else.
And it was not even washed after Marilyn Monroe wore it.
No. So now you look at that dress and you would always be able to say, because Marilyn died 3 months after wearing that. That was her last public appearance, wearing that dress. Yeah. And she died very soon afterwards. And so you would look at that dress and you would say, you know, that was worn that night on that iconic night. And then nothing happened to it. Marilyn Monroe was the last person to wear that dress. And now you look at that dress and you're like, Kim Kardashian was the last person to wear that dress. It's no longer Marilyn's dress. It's now Kim Kardashian's dress.
Another question should not have happened.
Also, the other thing that people are criticizing is the fact that, you know, Kim, had said that she had to go on that crash diet and lose 16 pounds in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And people are saying that is a horrible message to send as well. You know, now you're promoting crash diets to be able to get into a dress that you should never have been able to wear in the first place. And then you also have people saying, okay, well, now what happens? Now, anytime somebody super rich wants to use something of historic value, something from history, can they just now go to a museum and say, hey, can I show up to a red carpet in this particular car that's in a museum?
Or the ruby slippers? Is someone going to wear the ruby slippers?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's the sort of precedent now. But man, people are fired up about this.
Yeah,
this should not have happened. For
Especially
shame,
Matthew.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh, for shame! For shame!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Riverdale star Lily Reinhart. Now, she doesn't name names, but she's clearly talking about Kim Kardashian and dropping 16 pounds to fit into that Marilyn Monroe dress. So Lily Reinhart wrote this: to walk on a red carpet and do an interview where you say how starving you are because you haven't eaten carbs in the last month, all of it to fit into an effing dress. So effing wrong on hundreds of levels. To openly admit to starving yourself for the sake of the Met Gala when you know very well millions of young men and women are looking up to you and listening to your every word. The ignorance is otherworldly disgusting. Please stop supporting these stupid, harmful celebrities whose entire image revolves around their bodies. So that's Lily Reinhart. TMZ caught up with Kim Kardashian's trainer, a guy named Don Matrix.
That's an amazing name.
Again, Kim Kardashian's trainer, a guy named Don Matrix, and they were asking him if there is such a way to lose 16 pounds in 3 weeks the safe way.
People on the internet are pissed about Kim losing 16 pounds in 3 weeks for the Met Gala to fit in her dress. Lily Reinhart come out and said what she did was ignorant and disgusting.
No, I think one of the misconceptions people have about Kim is she works like really hard.
Yeah.
Right. So I was there through the process, so it wasn't like a starving yourself type of thing. I mean, she's been on a rare balanced diet, and at times, you know, she wouldn't eat as much. But then the second thing was she went in the gym and put the work in. So.
Was there anything about her losing that weight that was unhealthy?
Not at all. Not from my end, from what I saw. I mean,
yeah.
We were working on sometime twice a day. So
as a fitness instructor, is it possible? It's possible to lose 16 pounds in a healthy way.
It's 16. Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it's supposed to lose 20 pounds in half the race.
It is. What do you say to Lily Reinhart that's saying that this is so disgusting and so ignorant?
Come down and see the Matrix.
Don a Matrix.
Love it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Heartbreaker last night. Leafs lose 5-3 to Tampa Bay Lightning. Game 2. Game 3 goes down in Florida. Tomorrow night, Mitch Marner. Is it Mitch Marner's birthday today?
It is 25.
Happy birthday. Yo, Mitch
There we
Marner's
go.
only 25 years old?
Yeah, and his grandmother was at the game last night.
I know. It was so sweet. She had a sign and everything. Hey, Mitch,
Did
it's your
she?
nanny.
She had maple leaf earrings.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I hope that sign didn't throw him off.
Bro. So here is Mitch Marner on the Leafs loss last night.
Too many penalties, given their power play, so many opportunities. I mean, eventually going to score. They got a lot of skill over there. They got a lot of guys that can make plays. So, we're giving up a lot of opportunities on the power play, and we got to just stay out of the box, make sure we're playing 5-on-5. A couple penalties there we took, hooks, holds. We got to make sure our feet are moving. But everything else, I mean, the refs are calling what they see.
That's okay. That's okay. Game 3 tomorrow night. We're coming back, baby. Go, Leafs, go!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, it's been a long time since we had a good Ray J story.
What the hell is Ray J doing in the news now?
I don't think we do enough on Ray J. So Ray J's been back in the news because the story of the Kim Kardashian Ray J sex tape has been featured heavily in the last little while, especially on the Kardashians' new show. And they started alluding to the fact that there might be another tape, and then Ray J apparently had it, and Kanye went and got a laptop and then brought it to Kim as like a gesture of goodwill when they were going through all this problems. And then Ray J is now sort of back in the headlines as the guy who leaked the tape. And Ray J did an interview and hadn't talked about this in a very long time, but he said, I never leaked anything. I never leaked a sex tape in my life. It has never been leaked. It has always been a deal and a partnership between Kris Jenner and Kim and me. And we've always been partners since the beginning of this thing.
Excuse me?
So he was saying that this whole thing was brokered by Kris Jenner. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ, although Kris never negotiated with Vivid Entertainment, that's the company that eventually released the tape back in 2007, but that Kim and Ray J dealt directly with Vivid and their lawyers. Now, that doesn't mean that Kris wasn't involved. She just wasn't involved in the negotiation. So Kim claims that she never signed off on the tape, but it's been just sort of, everybody has known for a long time that there is no way that this tape would have been able to been released if Kim didn't sign and Ray J didn't sign. Vivid wouldn't have been able to release it. They would have been sued into oblivion. And then TMZ goes on to talk about the money. So apparently they were paid $1 million advance. And then got 49% of the profits on the tape, which translated into $49 million because the tape itself made $100 million in sales, which is the highest grossing sex tape of all time, even beating out Paris Hilton and Pam and Tommy. So that's the story, is that he's no longer taking this narrative that he was the one that leaked it, because he says this was the plan all along. Partners, and they all made a ton of money off it, so stop flexing.
Oh, jeez.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kim Cattrall in Variety, and she goes into a little bit of detail as far as why she didn't show up in and Just Like That, and part of it goes back to when they were doing the third movie, and she walked away from the third movie, and she says a lot of the plot points from that third movie are actually what you see now in And Just Like That. The third movie was going to be based around Mr. Big's sudden death and Carrie's grieving process.
But Darren Star, and they talked about this before, that they took stuff that was going to be in that for the show.
So the reason that Kim Cattrall walked away is because she was saying, okay, so what's going to go on with Samantha? And her people threw out a bunch of scenarios being like, okay, Samantha owns this big giant PR firm. What if in the middle of the recession, because the timing fit, she's like, what if she had to sell the PR firm to some young guy in a hoodie? And then Samantha, being who she is, has to now deal with a brand new boss who's like this 22-year-old billionaire. She's like, I think that would be great. But what they wanted Samantha's storyline to be in Sex and the City 3 was that she was going to have to deal with unwanted D pics sent to her by Miranda's 14-year-old son.
Oh, damn. So she didn't want to
So
do that, obviously.
She didn't want to do that. She's like, I'm not doing that plot point. Like, what is that even? And then so she walked away. And then they asked her in Variety, were there ever discussions about you returning to And Just Like That? And she says, quote, I was never asked to be a part of the reboot. I made my feelings clear after the possible third movie, so I found out about it like everyone else on social media.
Do you believe that?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. You
See,
don't?
I don't.
Why?
Because look, with all the fallout with her and Sarah Jessica Parker and stuff, and what Sarah's saying is we've reached out. Like, I don't know. We've heard that she was asked and said no. So I don't know. I'm hearing mixed answers.
No, I 100% believe Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, so do I.
Like
Absolutely.
without question.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jason Bateman, star of Ozark and God, everything. He's got one of those kids who's 15 that has like real no interest in what he does for a living and has apparently never watched any of his stuff, which I don't even know. Like, I don't even, if you have Netflix and you're 15, like you accidentally will come across a Jason Bateman movie.
Yeah, like Horrible Bosses or something?
Right? Yes.
Classic.
So apparently, Jason Bateman's daughter has never seen anything that he's been in, and she started with Ozark. So
What?
there's Jason
15
Bateman.
years
Yeah.
old? Come on now.
My 15-year-old daughter and I sat and watched episode 1 and episode 2. And now this is a big deal. She's never seen the show. She's never seen anything I've ever done because, you know, if you've got kids, you know, they usually give it up for everybody except you. And it's been weird for her to see me on, and I get it. That's not uncommon. For some reason, she finally decided to watch Ozark.
Yo, but Ozark is like a pretty dark kind of show. And if they just started with episode 1 and 2, I can clearly remember those episodes because we got into Ozark very late, like last year, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty violent right off the bat. Like your
Also,
dad's getting
bro,
beat up and stuff, and
Like,
kind of
show your kid something you've done where they're going to like you.
Yeah, completely.
Like Arrested Development.
That makes the most sense.
You have so many
Like
seasons
Bosses.
of that show, right?
Yes, don't show her something where you're awful.
I know. Damn you, Jason Bateman.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So back to Dave Chappelle getting attacked on stage at that Netflix special. Netflix has released a statement saying, we care deeply about the safety of creators and we strongly defend the right of stand-up comedians to perform on stage without fear of violence. And Dave Chappelle's people released a statement saying Dave Chappelle celebrated 4 nights of comedy and music, setting record-breaking sales for a comedian at the Holiday Bowl, and he refuses to allow last night's incident to overshadow the magic of that historic moment. And there's new audio that was released moments after the guy ran on stage, and I guess it was Dave Chappelle, because if you see video of this guy when they put him in the stretcher and put him in the ambulance, like he got worked over.
Yeah, his face is swollen, his arm is like broken and like facing a different direction.
His arm is like, it looked like a horror movie, right?
Yeah, it really does.
So it was Dave Chappelle comes back out on stage, and I guess Chappelle was one of the ones that worked them over in the back with like Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes. Listen to Dave Chappelle.
I've been doing this 35 years. I just stomped the backstage. Always wanted to do that. I'm back there squeezing in too. I seen Busta Rhymes there on his like, that's how you do it, dog. Hey, yo, where's Busta at? Busta, yo, what's up, Busta? Where's Busta at?
Yo, listen,
Crazy, right?
I cannot believe it was Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, and Busta Rhymes.
Bro,
put the hands
Crazy.
put the hands to this guy. And if there's anything, like if you ever see, I would not want to be in the scrap with Busta Rhymes whatsoever. Not only is he a big guy, he's got that deep, growly dragon voice. His hands are massive. So you can only imagine how much of that damage was at the hands of Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, not only that, but Jamie Foxx just trained for years to be able to play Mike Tyson in a movie.
Oh, right. Facts.
Right? Like, Jamie Foxx has been throwing hands for years. So the weird part of that is they said that he had a weapon, and the earlier reports were he could have been a gun or it could have been a knife, but we were unsure. And you're like, that's super weird. How do you not know if it's a gun or a knife? And they showed a picture of it, and what it was a gun knife. So it was a fake gun that had a knife blade sticking off the front of it like a bayonet.
Oh, really?
And it's
but
like
how
a
do you even
handgun.
get that into the Hollywood Bowl with the amount of security they got there?
They said that there was one entrance that didn't have metal detectors, and I guess maybe it was for stars or whatever, and they said that he could have come in that way, which would have made sense given the fact that he was front row. Maybe he was on some sort of VIP ticket, whatever else. But the guy who attacked him, I don't know his name, but he did do a song, like a rap track
Do you
in
want to know his name?
2020.
It's Isaiah Aries Lee.
Thank you. And the song that he released was simply called Dave Chappelle. Listen to this.
Walking straight into the boat. You know, my is me. Okay. Life is a joke. Okay. Life is a joke. My big beats me both. Your is fish poke. Life is a joke. Life is a joke. Big beats me both. I'm laughing roll into the boat.
No idea.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, this guy
I have no idea.
sucks.
I have no idea what he's saying. Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying. Howie Mandel doing a new interview talking about his feelings, because Howie had talked a little bit after Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith at the Academy Awards, and then did another interview talking about what went on at the Hollywood Bowl with Dave Chappelle. And this is Howie's feelings now towards being on stage doing stand-up.
My particular issue was, 40 years in the business, my biggest fear was 40 years ago was not getting a laugh, was somebody not liking what I said, was maybe somebody being offended and confronting me outside and going, that joke was really offensive. And then cancel culture came along. And then it was like, oh my God, if somebody doesn't like your joke or you overstepped a line, you could lose your career. And then after the Academy Awards, I said, this is violence triggers violence. And this is one step that kind of opens a door and triggers somebody that if they don't like what you're saying or they're offended by what you're saying, it's kind of okay because it's been done to be violent. And that's what my fear was. And then watching what happened to Dave confirmed my fear. And I turned to my wife. I was watching it kind of live on Twitter. And I turned to my wife and I said, I don't want to go on stage. I'm really afraid.
Yo.
And Howie doesn't like to touch people. If I'm Howie, I'm calling up Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody better lay a finger on Howie Mandel. Yeah, Busta Rhymes is going to be rolling with all the comedians now. Right?
If I'm Howie Mandel, I'm like, hey, Busta, we're doing a barbecue on the weekend. Why don't you come by, hang out? We'll get to know each other.
Yeah.
I got 3 shows coming up.
Hey, listen, Busta Rhymes does not play. I saw one video. I don't know if you guys saw. This is like a few weeks ago. This guy was doing like a prank video inside of a club, and Busta Rhymes was there standing at the bar. So the guy's filming himself at the bar ordering like an obnoxious amount of bottles, right? Give me 100 bottles of this, 100 bottles of that. Give me all this, that, and put it on Busta's tab. And Busta Rhymes immediately turns to the guy and with his right hand puts the guy's neck, like in his hand, grabs the guy's neck, and it looked like the guy's eyes rolled back right away. He was like not playing. And it took mere milliseconds for Busta to turn around and grab that guy by the neck. He does not play at all.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.